and thank you for joining with us. And thank you
My
for
pleasure.
coming all the way to Hyderabad. Congratulations on winning an award for
Thank
the
you very much.
Olympiad, and you certainly deserve it. Of all the libraries we've seen, you have one of the most innovative formats. My first question for you is that I've never heard of anybody who saw a refrigerator and saw the chance to make it into a bookshelf. Where do you get your cool ideas from?
Well, it's not that. It's just that, see, we feel that our challenge is how do we make books interesting to people? How do you, seduce children or people towards books? And so we always think about what kind of interesting ways in which we can, package and present books to people. So the first time we thought of a refrigerator idea, there was a cyclone, as we often have cyclones in Orissa, and we wanted to set up libraries in primary schools. So after the cyclone, when we were thinking about setting up libraries in primary schools, there were not too many books, so we were just thinking about a single almirah, like a single bookshelf thing. And then we thought, okay, apart from a regular bookshelf, can we do something interesting? So that is when we thought that why not use old refrigerators, okay? And because a refrigerator is something that children associate with something cool, your ice cream, your cold drinks, delicious food. So food for thought. so that's when we thought, why not work? So we got young artists, and each person was given a refrigerator, and we said, this is your canvas. And I remember when we took these refrigerators to the schools, they were government schools. When the refrigerator came into the classroom, you should see the look on the faces of the children, like, what is this refrigerator doing? Are we going to get food? And then when it opened and there were books like, we realized that many people use old refrigerators even to keep shoes. But then what we have also been doing of late is taking books to public spaces in Bhubaneswar. So open unmanned libraries, you can take a book, you can drop a book. So the idea is that we want to make books accessible. So wherever a person is, we want books to follow them.
Yeah.
So there's a heart, like you have Shilparamam in Hyderabad. There's something called, Ekabra Heart in Bhubaneswar, where there are curio shops, there are food shops and all. So we set up a library in a beverages refrigerator. Now that is better because you have a glass front, right? So the books are visible. And it's unmanned, so we go once a week to just rearrange the books. But then people have been taking books and returning them. People have been taking books and not returning them. People have also been gifting books there. So we want to set up more such libraries. In fact, just like the refrigerator library, any cool idea that we see, the refrigerator, of course, when we did it, we had not seen it done anywhere else. But in the US, we have seen a lot of these little tree houses, kind of little libraries. And we love that idea. So we did a similar one in a public park also. We used an old dead trunk of a tree and used that to hoist a little tree house where again books are there. Again, you can take a book, drop a book.
I mean, that's so interesting to take a tree stump and, something that might have been cut down to make books and to give it books again. That's such a cool twist. I mean, you've opened up these open libraries everywhere, from beach sides to road sides. What's the one place that was so unusual that that you feel like it catches eyes even today? Like a place where people don't expect to see books?
Well, I won't say, the beach side, see, we have had the permanent libraries and we have done, we have set up temporary libraries on certain days. The one that I really loved was what I call destination reading. It was on the beach side, there was a wonderful amphitheater and we set up a library there. But that is something that used to happen every Saturday.
Okay.
So when I went there, that's something, and we saw the location, we would love to set up a permanent library like that there. But that is something I have loved. Similarly, I was very skeptical when we opened these Sunday morning libraries on the roadside, because I was not sure if early morning people will come and want to read. But reading is such an infectious activity. Reading is a solitary activity, but it's such an infectious activity that when people see others reading, you suddenly feel like you want to read. So those are the ones particularly that I feel most passionate about. Particularly I'll share a story. So there's this concept called Rahagiri, right, which has happened across many cities of India. So we used to have that, and that is when we had the Sunday morning library there. Normally Rahagiri is associated with singing and dancing and spectacular things. So I wanted to do it because our attempt is to take books everywhere. So we wanted books to be there. But I was not sure whether people will want to read. So we had been running this library, and then one day it was raining. And not really raining hard, it was drizzling. So we had not taken the books because obviously in the rains you won't take the books. But we had gone there, the volunteers had gone for some other campaign. But we were at the regular location where we used to set up the library. And then there are these three kids in little rags, they came and said, "You don't have your library today." And we were very happy that they were looking for the library, and we said, "Well, it's drizzling, so we didn't get our books." They went away. They came back after half an hour and said, "We want to read something." And we were really touched, and we had some old newspapers which we had used to package some stuff that we had taken. So we gave them the newspapers, and we have the photos of them struggling to read and all. And then after half an hour they left. Now because it was drizzling, it was not as crowded as it used to be, and we saw them in a little while at a little distance begging for food. So they were street children who used to come asking for food, but the sight of seeing other children read had made them want to read. And because it was on the roadside, they didn't have to think about getting into any space where they may be welcome, may not be welcome. And that really, so when you talk about unusual spaces, this roadside at the seaside, because I never thought that we will have this kind of an impact, because I'm not sure if we changed the life, but at least we created a desire for an alternative.
That's beautiful, and that's what libraries are supposed to do. They're meant to be open for everyone, to inspire that love of reading. I mean, I guess the next question I want to ask is, what would be your dream library?
Well, there is no dream library that I look at, but my dream would be a network of libraries. Where I would want the city of Bhubaneswar, where we are, to be, and in a broader sense also the state where we are working, to be it's like wherever you go, our books follow you. Whether it's a railway station or the airport or any kind of public space, a market or parks, any public space where people have time, they may be bored, they may be hanging around, and where they may just pick up. Because as I said, most people don't want to read. But it could be something that triggers them on the journey of reading. So can we trigger that in as many ways and present books in different formats? And for example, we have a library in an old bus which has been converted, refabricated as a library. So it could be just like, people may go to check out the library. Arey, bus mein bana hai, let us check it out. And that could start the journey. So anything like that.
This is incredible, and I wish you the best of luck in your journey going forward.
Thank you very much.
You've already had such success. That's why we've recognized you with this award. Congratulations once again on winning the award, by the way, and thank you for coming down here.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time.